Okay, so I recently got into chess, and this was before the Netflix series, so I was playing chess before it was cool, guys, just so you know. But I found this website called Lichess that is really great for playing chess on. So on Lichess, it's a chess server where you can play against people all over the world, and the thing that I really like about it is it's free and open source. So that's free as in free software, and so there's no ads or tracking or anything on here. There's no premium subscription plan, it's all run by donation, and it's also open source. It's built in Scala, and the back end and the front end are all online, so you can look through the code and you can even contribute if you want to. But I just thought that was really nice. I'm a big fan of the ethos of the website, so that's why I've been using it as much as I have been. And I just wanted to go over a few features of the website that I really like, and maybe if you feel like playing some chess, you can give it a try as well. So of course you can do online games in real time. Here's a list of time controls that you can choose. So if you want a 30-minute game, say 30 minutes for each side, and if you run out of time then you lose. But 30 minutes is going to be more than enough for most people. And you can start it with this. If you want a shorter game where you only have 10 minutes per side, you can also choose that. You can go as low as 1 minute per side. And this +1 is you can have a 3-minute game and then +2 seconds every time you make a move. So after you make a move, 2 seconds are added to your clock, so you don't have to have some crazy time scramble at the end of the game, so you always have a little bit of time. So you can start a game here. You can also go back and analyze your previous games. Let's check out a game I played this morning. And you can go to the analysis board, and you can use the open source Stockfish, which is a chess AI that will basically tell you the best move according to the computer in every situation. So we go a few moves into the game, and it's saying that the best move here is to pull the queen out right here, and it'll tell you what the advantage is for both sides. So a positive number means white has the advantage, and a negative number means black has the advantage. So black makes somewhat of a mistake right here. It's not the best move, so that's why it's now +1 in my favor, because I can just go here, and then he can go here, I can go here, but now black is in a little bit of trouble because I have this horse right here attacking his king and his rook, and I also have this pawn hanging, so it's a little bit of an advantage towards me, not that much. As you can see, it's only 0.8. And you can also look in the database. So this is every single Lichess game that's ever been played, and it'll tell you how many times it's been played. So 2,300 people have gone f6 right here, attacking the queen. But you'll see that white wins 74% of these games. So black is in a little bit of trouble here. Only 24% of the time black is winning. So if you want to refine your opening and see what are the best opening moves, instead of just playing random moves, then this is a pretty useful tool right here. You can just go through your games and then say, okay, what's the best move I could have played here? So as we can see here, 64% of the games are won with queen g4. So that's probably a pretty good move. You're going to win most of the time if you play correctly. So that's why I did that. And so if you use the chess engine Stockfish, it'll also tell you if you make a mistake somewhere. So as you can see here, I made a blunder. A blunder is when you missed a big opportunity or you lost some material. And I pulled my knight out here. I was going after the queen, but it's not that good of a move because the queen can just escape here. Instead, I should have taken advantage of this right here where I can just attack the king and the rook at the same time. That would have been a lot better, so I lost my advantage. But thankfully, he made a blunder right after that, so I got back the advantage. So you can kind of scroll through the move list to see if you made any big mistakes, and it'll suggest you some better moves as well if you want to. So that's a good way to improve a little bit. You can look through your game and see what you could have done better. And you can also look at your losses, of course, so you're better prepared for next time, so you don't fall into the same traps again and again. So besides that, there's also puzzles that you can do. So we can try the puzzle of the day, or we can go to the puzzle menu. And so chess puzzles you can solve by finding a winning move or a winning combination of moves that either wins you the game or wins some material. Say you get an extra piece or an extra rook, or you win the queen, something like that. Something that'll give you a big advantage and help you to win the rest of the game. And so if you do enough of these chess puzzles, maybe you can learn to spot these in a real game. Because at the end of the day, chess isn't really about intelligence or whatever. It's more about pattern recognition. And if you can spot these patterns in a real game, then you'll be better equipped to win the game than someone who can't spot the patterns. So this is just checkmate right here. If you put the rook up here, then the king only has one legal move. He can go down here because this is covered by the knight. And then you can just have the rook come in here and it's protected by the knight, so the king cannot capture it. And he cannot go down here to escape because the pawn is covering it. Okay, so let's see if I'm right. Put this here, here, and that's just checkmate right there. Okay, that's a good puzzle. Maybe I can spot that in a real game now. That one wasn't too difficult. But there's a bunch of other options that you can do to practice or study. You can study openings. And if you want to play a game, you can just start without an account or anything, but it'll just pair you against random people. And if you want to play against people on your own level, I would suggest creating an account, and it'll give you a rating. It'll assign you a rating, and then if you win a lot of games, your rating goes up. If you lose a lot of games, then your rating goes down. So it kind of matches you against people on your skill level. So you're not playing against people that you're going to crush. You're not going to play against people who are going to crush you. You're playing against people on a pretty much even playing field. So I would recommend creating an account just for that. So this is your ELO, and it goes up and down depending on how many games you win. Alright, so let's just play a quick game right here. We'll do a 5-minute game with 3-second increment so you don't run out of time. Personally, I don't like playing shorter games. I'd rather play longer games, at least 10 minutes. But, you know, for a video, you don't want to take all day, right? Okay, so we're playing black. So we'll go with the Caro-Kann, which is an opening where you go here and then here in order to pressure the center with your pawns. Maybe he'll trade here. So in that case, I'll just take this. He pushes, so I'll also push. This is a free pawn, but I'll collect it later if he takes it. I'm thinking maybe to put my knight here next. And he's also protecting this pawn right here. So now I'm reinforcing the pawn. And I'll get this bishop out of here so I don't trap it inside. Maybe I'm thinking to put this out here next to support the center, and so I can also get this bishop out in the future. Maybe also get this knight out here. So let me actually put the queen here, and just to, or no, let me not do the queen first. I also want to have this protected by this bishop as well. And then the queen, if I put it over here, it can attack this, as well as this pawn up here in the future. So that could be useful. And he's threatening this knight right here, but that's not a huge deal. I can just take back with my pawn. And I have a pretty nice setup. So I'm thinking to get this horse out here next. He's protecting this. Let's just kick this bishop out right here. I don't really like him sticking around here. So now he has to make a decision. And he captures this, but I have it defended twice. Once here, and once with my queen. So now if he takes this, I can just take back. No big deal. Now he's thinking, I want to castle my king this side, so I want to get the knight out of here soon. And now his pawn on e5 is now a little bit lonely. It doesn't have a friend, so it'll be kind of a target in the future. See, my knight can already capture it if it wasn't pinned to the king. Let me just capture back. That's easy. And now he's got to do something with this bishop, or I'm just going to capture it right here. Yeah, so next up I'll get this horse out. Maybe I'll put it here so that it can target this pawn in the future. That'll take 2 moves because I can't put it here or this will get captured. Okay, so he just retreats this for now. And so now I think I'll put my knight out. Just develop all my pieces. You don't really want to have all your pieces on the back rank where they're doing nothing. So just a good rule of thumb is just to get your pieces out and about where they can actually do something. So let's move this knight to a useful square over here. And then we'll have a little bit more pressure on this pawn right here. And before I do that, I probably want to trade this bishop here because if I move this, then he can capture the bishop and mess up my pawns, leaving me with some weak pawns. So let me just trade this right here, just to get rid of that problem. And then I can move my knight out here. Alright, the queen is not attacking anything. Everything is defended, so I can do that. And now I have 2 people eyeing this pawn right here, and only 0 defenders right now. But what is he trying to do with this knight here? It doesn't have any real threats because this is protected, this is protected. So I'm not really worried about this. I think I'll just castle my king right here. And this square is, yeah, everything is protected here. So I'm not really worried about any of his threats. I am eyeing this pawn right here. That would be nice. And I attack the queen as well. So that's a good move. Okay, he moves over here. That's not a bad move, but this pawn is free now. So I will take that. It's defended by this. Not that anyone's attacking it right now. And I'm thinking about just, okay, now he is attacking. Checkmate right here with his horse and his queen. So he is threatening that. So I do want to do something about that. Let's just move this pawn here. Holds everything together. Now his queen cannot capture this without getting captured herself. And I think next I'll just try to open up an attack on this king over here. So maybe push these pawns and use this rook to kind of mount an invasion. Maybe I'll put this rook on this open file right here. There's no pawn here, so that's good for the rook. Okay, I'm happy to trade. That's no problem for me. I have a slight advantage with 1 more pawn than he does, so I'm okay with trading. It's not a big deal. Okay, he doesn't have any threats right now. Everything is protected. So let's just start moving pawns over by his king and try to open up an attack. Okay, let's move that. So now let's give this pawn reinforcement if we bring it forward like this. And then in the future maybe we can go here and break things open just so his king is under attack. I actually probably could have pushed this right now because this pawn cannot move from this spot because it's pinned by the king. That's alright. You can't really see everything. Just play your best. See what happens. Okay, so once this opens up, it'll be a pretty scary attack on his king, hopefully. But our queen is under attack now, so we do have to move it out of here. Where do we want to put the queen? Not sure. Let's just move it back 1 square. And the plan is still there of opening this up with the pawns. We have a horse here and a queen here, all defending this square right here. Maybe I'll want to put this rook over here in the future so it's eyeing down the king over here. That would be a good move. And this rook isn't really doing too much either, but that's okay. Maybe we can do something with it later. Okay, now he's trying to open up an attack on my king, but I think I'm a little bit faster, so we'll see what happens. Now he has to take this because otherwise I can take one of his other pawns and then his pawns are going to be really messed up. So he has to at least give up 1 pawn. He can push that one, but now I get to open this one. And then there's a big hole right here on the king side, which is very good for me. Alright, so now actually this is a free pawn right here. So I'll take that. It's not defended by anybody. And let's see. I'd like to go here, but it's defended by everything. So what we can do is maybe we can just go here and attack the king more. I'm not really sure. I don't have any great ideas. So we'll just see what happens if we check the king a bunch. Okay, he moves here in front of the horse. This horse is defended. So now I really want to open this up. So I think I'm going to attack this right here. Attack this pawn is weak, has no defenders. And he's attacking my queen, but you know what's more important than queen is a king. So we're going to attack the king first. And then we're going to attack with the queen again. Just kind of bully the king a little bit, make him run around. And we'll see if we can pick up some pieces in the meantime. Alright, so this is now a free horse. But his king is in front of his queen now. So what we can do is we can check the king, and there's no way to save the queen. Because it's about to get eaten by the rook. He has to move his king. We got that. And now the rest of the game will be easy. Take the horse, and now we have a pretty comfortable position. Alright, he's retreating to the corner. Let's just bring out more pieces to make it easier to checkmate him. The rest of the game should not be too hard. Okay, he takes that pawn. That is a free pawn. But I think my attack is a little bit scarier. Let's see where we can go. Alright, I think we're just going to move the queen over here. We're trying to go here and attack this rook right here, and maybe put him in a checkmate if we can. He doesn't really have any resources to attack me. If I move this rook up here, okay, he can go down here and harass my king, but my king always has an escape square, so that's not a big deal. Okay, now he's attacking my knight, but this is actually just a free rook. Should I take it or go for the checkmate? I'll just take it. I'll make it easy. So now he's attacking both of these. So let me just go here. This knight is still defended, and I'm trying to go here. And he goes there, but that doesn't really do anything. And now this is a fork of his king and his rook, so he's going to lose another rook. I'll just take everything. There's probably a faster checkmate in here, but this is a quick game. We are running out of time a little bit, so let's just move in with the queen. Okay, we want to be careful not to stalemate. We want to make sure the king always has a legal move. Let's see. So where is checkmate? Okay, so I want to set up some kind of checkmate with these pawns. So if I move this here, then the king has nowhere to escape. He can't go here, he can't go here, because these are both covered by the pawns. And if I go here, this should be checkmate. It's not checkmate, but it's close, because now he can escape to here. Let's see, what should we do next? I think we'll just attack the king. And let's see. Now I can push this pawn and attack him. And now I bring in my rook. And it should be game over pretty soon. He can go here. And how do we finish this? I'm not very good at finishing games. But I think if we go here, he only has one legal move, which is here. And then we just bring the queen in and checkmate. Alright, that's how it's done. So yeah, I will warn you that playing chess on Lichess is pretty addicting. You don't want to spend too much time here. You can literally spend all day. So you want to be careful not to get too addicted, because it's a good feeling beating somebody else. Chess is a zero-sum game. Somebody's always going to win, and I'm pretty competitive, so be careful. And you can, of course, analyze the game after the fact and see if you made any mistakes or if the opponent made any mistakes. You can request computer analysis, so you can see how the advantage went. You can see who had the advantage at what point. Here it's -10, which means I have a 10-point advantage, which is pretty significant. Here I made a mistake. I did not see that he had checkmate in one here, so that's unfortunate. But he also did not see that he had checkmate in one, so that's pretty good. This is how most of these beginner games go. I'm nowhere near advanced. I would call myself late beginner. But yeah, if you want to give chess a try, maybe you've only played it whenever you're a kid and you want to pick it up again, that's basically what happened to me. I would recommend, creating an account on Lichess and seeing what happens. It's pretty good.